And so you more so keep yourself trapped, because those who are truly about their being free and survival and nation building, they are always going to find themselves a way out of your traps and your snares. So it's really a self-defining moment for yourself when you make that call and you take that action, that you realize that you're just not real. You're just not about that life, and you're part of the program and you're part of the matrix, and that everything you do is justified, right? It justifies to you why you should continue to be in the matrix and be a slave, and why you should continue to hold up this front that you are part of something greater, that you are part of a revolution. You know, you become like family members when somebody embarks upon something new and they try to elicit the support of their family members, and their family members do nothing but ridicule and, you know, deride them. So how many of you in the conscious community are guilty of that, right? And how many of you can see that those lacks and those flaws in your way of thinking, and are ready to banish those thoughts from your mind and those actions and those activities, and to even work towards exposing those dynamics in other people who are not yet where they claim to be in terms of being revolutionaries and being advanced and ascended beings, right? It's very necessary to manifest beyond the stage and the realm of that dimension that keeps you trapped in a system, right? Because you might as well file all your reportings to the government and become a spy and do all it is that they ask you, join the army. I mean, how can you separate yourself? How can you truly say that you are on the side of Pan-Africanism, Black liberation, Black nationality, Black nationhood, revolution, when you've not made that giant step? You don't have the heart to go beyond, right? And for a lot of you, it's just the only thing keeping you back is fear, because the white man is not binding you to any contracts or any laws that says that you must abide by this Willie Lynch chip. So a lot of you just, you enact that Willie Lynch chip inside of you against your own people. And going forward, when you talk about clones, which I probably should make a whole another video, we don't need clones. Who needs clones when we have Black people who are going to do what it is that the system wants you to do? Because if you think about a clone, you think of somebody who mimics the consciousness and the intelligence of someone else to trick and to deceive a real human and a real sentient being into giving into the system, right? Or into submission. So a lot of so-called conscious people are acting in the persona of a clone, right? So a lot of you talk about agents, but there are clones currently operating among us, and many of you will have to identify yourself as that if you are not going to move beyond. So meditate a little on Gypsy culture and how that relates to revolution, because I think that people they admire gypsies but they've never really given it any real thought and thought about, what would a real gypsy be like, what would their culture be like. And then it becomes something that you just dismiss as mystical and fanaticism, and um, just people who are pretty much high off off life to no end, and to no degree. But there's a greater science and a greater objective in terms of nationality and black liberation that a gypsy culture mindset could play, if some of you give that some thought. So that was the best way that I thought that I could embark upon you to think outside the matrix in a not so, I guess, harsh manner, because I know that many of you are, receptive to gypsies and the like, even though you might not have given it much thought. But I know that that's going to touch some of you in a type of way that can change your dynamic into how you operate within the system. So Black Supremacy joined the website www.kingnobleblackrulership.com.